Hi, welcome back to the Kaylee and Carol Show. We hope everyone's having a great summer. We're super excited. We have a lot of fun things coming up within our family. So, anyway, we're just sitting here chatting like we usually do before we come on. And so we've covered every topic, so we're just going to stick to one for today. And we're going to talk about the gallery.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Spirit stories.
Yeah.
We can start
So
with
a
that.
couple spirit stories in the beginning, and then.
So we had an online gallery. So for those of you who don't know what a gallery is, it's a group event where we give mediumship readings. And so we had an online gallery last night. It was actually for our newsletter group. So we want to continue to do more stuff like this every few months or throughout the year. So if it is something that you're interested in, whether it's group events or just weekly like intuitive messages in your email, or more of like a spiritual community, is kind of where our focus is going on building right now. You can definitely go to our website kayleeandcarol.com and make sure you sign up for that. But the gallery yesterday was really, really beautiful. I don't know why, because we didn't do one. Usually we try to do an in-person one once a month, and we didn't do one last month. But I just felt so much more like sensitive to the energy or to how many loved ones there were. Like normally I'm like, I don't feel anyone. Like,
yeah,
it just happens in the moment.
I was getting names. I couldn't focus on listening to your reading someone, or I couldn't even focus on anything else because I was like, I can't. I was fighting it, pushing names away and things away. And then it's like my turn to go up, and I'm like, okay, where do I go? So then I regroup, but it was a lot. And with a couple people, a reading you did and another one, I was like, I got teary-eyed. And I, too, was very emotional, which I have learned to push the energy to my client. Like, I have learned to be able to be in the moment and release in other ways, you know, because we are very sensitive. But it was a little tough. I was like, well, what is different about this?
Yeah.
So
the full moon, I wonder if the full moon is literally today.
Yeah, that's true. The 10th. Is today the 10th?
I think so. Yeah. Yesterday was the 9th. So there's a lot of energy just going around in general. But even like your first one, it's so funny. I hate when this happens. If you're a medium, you know. If you're not, maybe you don't. But you did the first reading last night, and she started talking. At first I was like, okay, I already know, like, there's a male, heart issues, heart attack, and it was the first words that came out of your mouth. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I know.
Like, gotta let that one go.
I hate when it's same thing in the in-persons. Like, I'll hear stuff, and I'm like, Jim, and you'll be like, Jim, there's a Jim, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was for because we typically, me and Kaylee, everyone works a little different, but we really learn, and this works best for us. Like, we don't want them to come to us until we're ready, standing up with the person. Like, because it's just, I joke with Kaylee, and I'm like, okay, I want to have stuff like, you know, I want to have a pre-thing written down or whatever I want Spirit to tell me, but I never do, because it's just, I think James Van Prague taught me that, like, because when I first started Reiki, I used to channel messages, pages of messages, share it with the client, and then give them Reiki. And it was always beautiful. That's another way of doing it. But he shared with me, he said, no, it would be much more powerful when you're in the moment in real time with a person. I don't know why. And I don't agree or not agree with him. I see both ways are cool, but I do like saving that energy, or I don't know.
I feel like when I like if I ever get nervous before giving a reading or an event, and I try to like get stuff before and hold on to it, I feel like it gives too much time for my logical mind to get in
for sure
to the information and think, well, is that really what I thought, or was it actually did I hear Jim, or was it John? Like, and then I was like, no, maybe so then your logical mind gets stuck in it.
That's it.
and you aren't, because spirit really is in the present moment. Like I said, they'll drag my eye to the floor and I'll see something in the floor. Whereas if I'm just going off of this information that I got earlier and trying to, reiterate it, then it's just not the same.
And that's how he told me that. And I tried it So I always think like that.
But with the galleries, we say this every day, like, and sometimes with what we say, like sometimes we're like, I don't know, I don't fully believe it myself, but then stuff like it continues to happen. I'm like, no, it literally happens every single time. And I'm talking about like themes within the gallery or messages, or piggybacking, for example, was something that happened a lot yesterday, because when you're in a group session or group reading like that, like, I can't say this enough, our loved ones, it's so beautiful how spirit orchestrates everything, how it's meant to, and they're going to make sure specific loved ones are there, and they're going to make sure I bring through certain things that multiple people can connect to make sure everybody gets something out of it. And
sometimes it's frustrating as a control or a reader who wants it to go a certain way, because you're like, no, I just want to go here. I want it to be powerful, but it is powerful for all.
So that's where like sometimes I get mad at myself because I'm like, well, I'm not being specific enough. I need to get stronger, deeper evidence. I'm like, how are there, 3 people still with their hand raised? But yesterday, like, I kept going in. There was one loved one that I was trying to connect with specifically, and I went in a couple more times. I was getting names, like specifics about certain types of like jewelry or like whatever it was. I just remember, like, I literally went in, I was like, okay, I'll get a name. That'll help separate it. And they all could take the name. I'm like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. But it really does like reaffirm or show us too, like, our trust in spirit, that like, no, spirit knows what they're doing. They're gonna make sure the people who are there are gonna hear what they need to hear.
And then as an example, I think it was the first person you went to, and then you ended up going to her and her. I have been guided to do that before. This is just an example. Like, I think both of us have complete trust in spirit once we log on. So, like, before we might be like, what's happening? We log on, we're still nervous, we have 100% honor and trust for spirit, and sometimes you're not meant to split it, because that happened with me too. So I want to explain what happened in the gallery. It was one of the first ones when there were multiple people with their hands raised, and I kept trying to get more information, and I felt drawn equally to 2 people, and I didn't know who to go with, and I kept getting more information. They could both take it in their different ways. That made so much sense. So then, I decided to split. I was like, okay, I'll just do 2 little ones. I'll go here and go here, because I really felt like I was supposed to. But usually, we're not. Sometimes too often. I feel like, it doesn't but
happen.
Sometimes we are. So it's not that, because I remember it happened to me shortly after, and then
you felt
this person had this, and I was pulled to one, and then I was like, oh, should I go to that one, because Kaylee gave it, but I wasn't. It wasn't coming like that. But so we know when we listen, we do our best job of trying to really honor what they want us to do by our feelings. So so it was beautiful, and it all worked out.
The group events are always really fun, even if you don't walk away with a message from one of us. Like, we had a couple people email us and talk to us after the event, talking about how beautiful it was to be there and be a part of those messages, but also how there were a lot that they can take in their own ways, or certain messages that they needed to hear, even though we didn't directly go to them. And that's why I always really like the group events. But, and then I think you had another one from earlier in the week that was a pretty cool one.
So I had a Reiki session, and his father came through with evidence, and he was there. He was really hoping to connect with his father. So then his father put music in front of him, and I heard the song Luke Bryan, Drink a Beer. And I also saw this whole scene. So anyway, I'm continuing to talk to him, and I said, was there a lake house that because I saw like the pier and everything. So normally I'll see, it's always different, but this time the visual was strong and so was the song. So I just said, I give what's coming. And he said, he was crying. He ended up telling me that he loves to karaoke and his friend plays some instrument, I think the guitar, and he said that they made a CD just for themselves, not for public, but just for themselves. And he said his friend's like, you got to sing this one for your father, and it was Luke Bryan, Drink a Beer.
Yeah,
so
just got chills.
It was so
and I got
beautiful.
chills the first time you.
Yeah, so that was cool.
And
Very
there's just stuff like when stuff like that happens, like it just really it continues to blow my mind.
Yes, me too. That's why, I've been doing it for 15 years, professionally, 13.
Yeah.
And my mind's blown still, all the time. Every session, there's something.
So, getting into some of the things we want to talk about, we've had a few people either talk to us in person or email us. I literally have to get back to someone after this that I forgot about like mentorship and mediumship and the journey with mediumship, learning it. And Carol and I were just sitting kind of talking about it in our thoughts about the journey of mediumship or learning mediumship or teaching it. And it is something we want to do down the line or in the near future, like creating a mentorship, whether it's one-on-one or group mentorships to help people really develop their gifts as mediums, because I think we both believe everybody is a medium or has the opportunity to develop these gifts. It's just whether or not you feel pulled to in this lifetime. And there's a lot of mediums like that were even in my classes while I was developing that they just do it for their own journey, and they don't give readings. They don't want to give readings to other people, or they just do it for
beautiful
fun.
In itself. Yeah,
like but they don't want to make an income out of it. It's more like half of them, like they're retired. They're doing it because of the beauty of it, the healing that happens from it. Or you could do it, and share and for a living, whatever it is. But it is something that we are. We've always talked about it. I've never really felt in a position to want to really teach or mentor necessarily. I don't know if it's just my age or...
I have since day one, because I think all my teachers, Wayne Dyer, Edgar Tolle, and my human teachers, he's passed over now, but I mean my in-person teachers and my... I just resonate with a lot of these higher, greats that I see so many being in this world. You meet a lot of people, and there's a lot of, the topic we're going to talk about, a lot of mediums. And I think I said, I know, like in the beginning, sometimes I didn't want to associate myself with even that word, because medium. I felt like... people, you hear stories about a medium and then they're not hurting, but I don't resonate with their style. So that means
it does hurt people, like with the way
it does, but that's where the passion of teaching grew, I think, because I feel like, no, like that's not okay. Like we have to allow people, and for me, I'm skeptical. My family's skeptical. I come from, skeptical mindsets as far as like this kind of stuff. So for me, the journey through all of that, I think there's a lot of people that have been skeptical come to me, and I just see the transformation within them too. So it's always been like a part of my journey, I think. Yeah. It's in my work with a reading. I think we teach them through the readings and through the galleries. We're always teaching. And I think everyone's always teaching. And everyone, I've heard it before, like, is always channeling. Like, someone's always, you're channeling something, your belief at the time, your journey at the time. And that's how,
But that's how spirit works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I'm realizing too. And I think I pushed it off for so long because whether I thought it was my age or I don't have enough experience or whatever it is, but there's just been a couple too many people lately asking.
And it's needed, I think.
Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about was like, because even if you're listening to this and you're like, I do not want to be a medium, like I don't want to give readings to other people or whatever, like I wanted to talk about, and you said this too, like mediumship is so much more, learning mediumship or developing mediumship is so much more than just connecting to your loved ones. And like, that's what I've realized with my own journey. I'm sure you have too, but it's like, when you're a medium and you're aware of the spirit world, there's like so many other things that you can't not be aware of. And I feel like part of what mediumship is, like we talked about at the gallery, like that's why we can't hold on to this information, is it brings us back, like the mediumship is the present moment. It's where our awareness goes. And that's how you learn to follow the signs, whether it's from a loved one on the other side or whether it's for yourself and your higher self for your journey and what path to take, you know?
And before you became a professional medium, I mean, you've been a medium probably your whole life, but 9 years old is when it came out. But you didn't, so from 9 until what?
19.
And I think
18,
so 10 years of doing, you were still, like you said, you'd watch these videos and it was all about self and healing. And that's what it is about. It's all about us. Like mediumship is just how we're expressing our soul here and how God's moving through us. But,
So I feel like with learning mediumship or doing a mentorship, like you're going to learn how to become aware of the language of spirit on a deeper level with your senses. There's the 5 clears, which is how spirit communicates, whether it's you see something in your third eye, you hear something, you feel it, you know it. But so you would learn all of that, but you also, like, it doesn't just go away when you're not doing mediumship. You take it on.
Exactly.
So when I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm going to be more in tune with this deeper feeling within me, or this deeper knowing that, oh, wait, that doesn't sit right with me. Or especially if you're someone who struggles with or used to struggle with trusting your intuition, like it's so interconnected that it's not just something that you let go of when you're not in a reading or in class. Like it brings you really to understand yourself, your energy, other people's energy, and is like just such a great tool just for getting through and enjoying or really living like this lifetime more consciously and authentically.
Yeah, and we're connecting to spirit. We say spirit because that's like covers it all. God, loved ones, angels. Like we're literally connecting to what this life is about, like where we came from, all of it. So it's amazing.
And we all have
love my job.
We all have our own like beliefs, or if you are a more religious person, like it is something that you can use to help connect or strengthen your connection with your angels or your guides. Or like for me in my journey, I don't know, I like I use it, like we said, we both come from skeptics, or not necessarily skeptics, but like understanding the importance of evidence with mediumship, which I feel like is something that just strengthens the whole reading altogether. But like my journey with mediumship then is like I almost am learning not to rely too heavily on the evidence, and how important the other aspect of it is, where it's like, no, we were just talking about this before, like use this for yourself, like, and that's what I'm learning is I can do it. I love when I'm in a reading and I'm bringing through the evidence and then the healing message, and there's so much that happens, but my journey with it is more like, okay, now I have to work on, like, I got that down. I have to work on how I can take care of myself with this work, how I can make sure my connection to my higher self is, strong, or how make sure I'm feeling supported by the universe, by the energies, in that way. And so it just kind of like depends. Whereas if you're naturally, like I was saying, a more religious person, maybe like your connection to your guides, your higher self, your angels is your number one thing. And then your journey is, now working with other people or strengthening that, or the evidence of it. But it's different for everyone. But I feel like, again, like it is just, it has the opportunity or the potential to be a really great tool in a lot of different areas of your life. Because even thinking like like before you had your awakening or your stroke, or before you found out you're a medium, like there's so many people I'm sure who follow us or listening who are kind of in that in-between stage of like not sure if they have gifts, or not sure if, how to trust their intuition, or are they sensitive to energy, or they know they're sensitive to energy and they don't know kind of what to do with it. And I feel like, again, learning mediumship isn't just about connecting to loved ones. It teaches you how to
connect to yourself,
how to work with the energy, like in general, because
and connecting to yourself is spirit. It's where
it's
you came from. It's where you came from. So that's where it seems like it's outside of us, but it's a beautiful journey.
So that's what I mean. It's like you learn, or you will learn all of these things that will bring you a deeper sense of like self-awareness.
And I think you said yesterday, I just saw a rainbow over there with actually 2 cats sitting on it, which is weird. I don't have any cats or anything, but I wasn't going to say that, but I'm like, this is a safe space. But you actually said yesterday, that's what made me think of it. You said, but don't get me wrong, not everything's rainbows and, what'd you say, butterflies, like sunny or whatever. Like, sometimes life could be challenging, very challenging and hard. And, but as long as you keep coming back, like, and you're supposed to, the seasons, of life, the ebb and flow, like you're supposed to be where you're at. So when you're not using it for yourself and you're focused over here, like it always comes around. And when you have that awareness and knowing that, okay, let me regroup, and it could be so healing and beneficial to your well-being, I think.
And I just feel like that's the type of mentorship like we're working on, or we're gonna be creating, is one that's not just, I mean, you're gonna learn how to connect to loved ones on the other side, but it's gonna be so much deeper than that, like the aspects of how this is helping you, and then how you can help others with it if that's how you choose. But going back to like pre like stroke or awakening, or even just thinking about myself before I learned to really develop and understand energy, because that's what it is at the end of the day, like we said. I can definitely see how I could have been a little bit more whether it's anxious or kind of just, I mean, I feel like I just go back to like being in the present moment, like not just kind of going through the motions of things. And I feel like so many people in this life, like that's all their focus is, like if I could just get through the day, if I can just get through the
like
week.
what you were saying, and you've shared many times here, like you don't really have childhood memories, and me too, I don't really. And because, there's trauma, there's healing, there's many reasons why we don't recall our memories from childhood. But a lot of it, like you were saying, like being a medium and not knowing you're sensitive or to this, and what this work unfolds, it helps us have more of life almost. Like now life is moving fast. Now we want more time. Now we want to save every memory. We're like in the present moment as much as we can. So we're remembering so much now. So it does that too.
It also, I feel like I've uncovered a couple memories that I didn't even know existed throughout this journey of my childhood that helped explain a lot of things about why I am the way I am, why I feel a certain way or whatever. And what that allows me to do isn't just for myself. Like, I feel like the biggest thing that we didn't even get into yet, the biggest thing is through this journey of self-actualization, like, that's how your sessions with spirit get so much deeper, if this is something that you want to share with others, because you take these lessons or these things that you've become aware of within yourself, and then guess what, a month later you're going to be giving reading and you're going to feel pulled to share that for some reason. Like, that has happened so many times, and it's going to be exactly what that person's needing to hear, or whatever it is, or however it unfolds. But it's like everything is so interconnected, and just the fact, like, when you heal, the healing that opens up around you, like, you don't even have to do it, you're healing it within, and people are seeing, it's all energy and it's all frequency, and things just vibrate. It just and
happens.
not even that, like, when you heal within, it allows you to respond differently, to hear differently, to see differently. So how that could be healing to the other person is, wow, now this person, they're thinking like, wow, she's able to see me and hear me the way that I never have been able to before. And it's healing that person. And then they could learn that, and it keeps going. So really, when you heal yourself, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, but really, how do you heal yourself, and how is it healing everyone? But it really is so true, because of the ways that we begin to be and live our lives, and how it does affect. I mean, just think about how if someone's in a bad mood and you're next to someone who's in a bad mood all day, it's going to do something to you, or has the strong potential to, more
absolutely.
potential, than not. And so think
and
about,
vice versa.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if now you're healing within, and so you're able to come to the table with more understanding, compassion, empathy, lack of judgment, whatever it is, how healing could that be for someone that you're next to who has been judged their whole life, or like whatever. So, and that's everything that we've learned through this journey of mediumship is like, it's not just connecting to your loved ones.
Yeah,
it helps heal in so much more ways than just grief, or just, evidence and messages from your loved ones on the other side. So, any other thoughts? Or we'll see. We'll definitely play with it. I'm going to be going on maternity leave in a couple months, so maybe we'll have some more time to really figure things out and create a little bit of a structure with it, letting it flow, but also having a plan, because hold on, now I forgot.
Yeah, a little bit of structure. That's probably why we work so well, because I'm very flexible. I'm like, no, we just start talking, and she's like, I want some things written down. So it all works out. You'll get the best of both worlds.
But yeah, really, like, if you're just wanting to learn more about, like, yourself and awareness, how to be aware, how to heal, while also learning how to connect to loved ones or become aware of spirit, again, not even to do it for a living, but more to connect to your own loved ones and heal your own grief or your own journey. Like, I feel like it's going to have so many benefits. So, thank you guys for listening. Definitely be on the lookout in the next few months.
And sign up for the newsletter. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say, is that's already been our focus. A little bit more recently is starting to create a deeper sense of community and a safe space or whatever it is. And so having a mentorship, whether it's one-on-one and group mentorships, like, it really creates that space of, like, we're all kind of in this together on our own timelines, but learning similar lessons. And I feel like that's so important this day and age. So see you next week.